What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word? Hummingbird. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance Season 9, Episode 6. If I have to turn this car around, and this is just going to be the Bilal and Shaeeda edition. So, Bilal and Shaeeda, they're on their way to Juma. It's a Friday, so Juma is celebrated on Friday, and it's very similar to when Christians go to church on Sunday. So, it's a day of prayer and worship, etc. So on the way to Juma, Shaeeda tells Bilal that she's very anxious about meeting his ex-wife and meeting his extended family and the rest of his community because they will all be there at Juma. And Bilal tells her that he understands how she feels because he felt the same way when he was about to meet her family in Trinidad. And then Shaeeda says that, well, that's different because you were meeting them as a visitor. I am going to be meeting your family and your friends as a permanent fixture in your life because I may end up remaining here permanently. So it's very important that I make a very good impression on these people. And Bilal had said, that's what I'm trying to let you know, that I understand how you feel because I've been there before. And so then she says something like, well, don't take away from my feelings or don't minimize how I'm feeling or something to that effect. She was a little bit, kind of like chastising him because she felt like he was somehow, taking away what she was saying or trying to minimize how she was feeling. And I felt like she was going a little bit too far. He was just trying to connect with her. He was just trying to let her know, I understand how you feel. I'm sympathetic to what you're feeling because I've been there before. Even though the situation was slightly different, I do understand what it's like to meet your partner's extended family, their exes, their friends. I understand that feeling and that feeling of apprehension because you want to make a good impression on these people. So I didn't understand why she kind of went left on him with that. I felt like she should have just let it go. Okay, he said what he said. He says that he understands, and okay, let's move on to something else. So then he made a joke, or he kind of, yeah, he was joking around with her and said that she has something in her nose. And she told him, I don't like it when you prank me like that. And then she tapped him on the back of the head. Well, y'all, she shouldn't have done that because Bilal completely changed. He told her not to hit him on the back of the head because where he's from is a sign of disrespect, or people just don't do that from wherever he's from. And so she went ahead and then she did it again, and he told her to stop, and then she was trying to grab his face, and he told her again to stop. You're going to make me crash the car, or you're going to make me wreck. And then she hit him on the back of the head again. So he said, if you don't stop, you're going to be walking the rest of the way. And he literally pulled over on the side of the road, and he acted like he wanted her to get out of the car. And she was like, Bilal, just stop this and keep driving. So he was dead serious about her hitting him on the back of the head. He does not play that at all. So when they get to Juma, after they do the prayers, I think this would have been the point where, or the part where he would have introduced her to everybody that was there, but he didn't. So she was just kind of standing around idly, not really knowing what to do because she doesn't know anybody there. He was busy working the room, commiserating with everybody, completely ignoring her. And then as they were walking out, he told her, we're going to have a discussion about what happened in the car. So I felt really bad for Shaeeda, the fact that he didn't introduce her to anybody. And, that's what he was supposed to do because she was talking about meeting his ex-wife and meeting his family and friends and etc. But he didn't introduce her to anybody. She was introduced to his ex-wife, and that was kind of something that he couldn't avoid. So when they were outside, the ex-wife, Bilal was there, so he did introduce the two women. And it was a very brief introduction because the ex-wife had to run off and go do something. So after that, he drops her off at home, and then he takes his kids back to, I guess, the mother's house. And then 2 hours later, he comes back home, and they have a discussion about what happened in the car. Well, first of all, I want to know, why did it take 2 hours for you to drop off your kids? Do they live that far away? Like, what's going on? But anyway, so when he comes back home, They're sitting down in the living room, and he tells her that they were going to have a date night, but he doesn't feel like going anymore. So it seems like he's still very hurt about what happened in the car. And so he proceeds to tell her that where he's from, they don't do that. That's a sign of disrespect or something. And then she was like, it was just a joke. I was just playing around because where I'm from, that is not really a big deal. We horse around like that all the time. Me and my brother-in-laws, this is what we do. We elbow each other, we hit each other on the head. And Bilal says, okay, the elbowing, I don't mind. I don't mind any of that other horse playing, but you don't hit me on my head. And he was like really affected by that. And she kept on telling him, I was just joking. I was just joking. So then he has this way of talking to her that, and she had also mentioned this, that he talks to her like she's a child, like he's lecturing her, like he's punishing her, like he's the father. And it's very disrespectful because this is your partner, this is your equal. She's not your child, she's not your inferior, she's not below you, and you have to talk to her and treat her like someone who is your equal and give her the respect. And I feel like he just completely overreacted about the tap on the head. He even went as far as to call her violent. And she says, I'm not violent. I was just playing around. And he says, well, I took it as you being violent. And I'm just like, Bilal, okay, we understand that you kind of felt embarrassed or disrespected or whatever you felt when she hit you in the back of the head. You have made it very, very, very clear that you don't want to do that. And so you don't have to put her through this just because there was this misunderstanding, because any other human being probably would not have taken it that far as Bilal did, unless they were just crazy. So we understand, Bilal, that you don't play around like that. But okay, in all fairness, the first time he told her, I don't like that, don't do that, she should have stopped right there. She shouldn't have hit him a second time and then try to grab his face. Evidently, he doesn't like any type of touching like that from the neck up. So she should have listened to him and respected that. But she kept on really pushing the envelope with him. And I felt like the reason why she kept on hitting him on the head and grabbing his face, because she saw that he was kind of getting really upset. And I felt like she was trying to overcompensate that with being extra playful with him, hoping that the playfulness will kind of bring him down a little bit. But it didn't. It just, made things worse. So they were both wrong, because she shouldn't have kept on doing it after he told her to stop. And he should not have completely ignored her at Juma and not introduced her to anybody and made her feel very ostracized and alone. He really should not have done that. He should not ever feel the need to punish his fiance, to punish his partner. So him ignoring her and not introducing her to everybody else at Juma, I think it was his way of punishing her. And then canceling date night, or threatening to cancel date night, that was another way of trying to punish her. And then threatening to kick her out of the car, pulling the car over on the side of the road, that was another way of him attempting to punish her. This is not a 2-year-old kid, Bilal. This is a grown woman who you want to be married to and spend the rest of your life with. This whole thing of, you being the authoritative or the authoritarian type, and it is your duty to punish her and teach her what's right and what's wrong. If that's what you want to do, you better get you a dog. You don't need a wife. You don't need a fiance. You need a dog. If that's how you feel you need to treat people, you need a damn dog. And I don't even think he treats his children that way. But for some reason, he feels the need to treat Shaeeda like that. He has this way of making it seem like he is, God's gift to Shaeeda, that, Shaeeda needs him more than he needs her, that she has to really prove herself to him. And it's just like, Shaeeda, don't you see these red flags? I mean, if I were you, Shaeeda, I would be on the first plane back to Trinidad, and I would get the hell out of there, because this guy is super OCD with his house. He's very condescending to you. He feels the need to always punish you and put you right back on track, and show you the way and teach you how to be a better person, or whatever the hell he's trying to do. It's absolutely disgusting. Why you would spend another week with him is beyond me. But I have a very strong feeling that she's going to end up marrying this guy. It is what it is. But so far, I am not impressed with this relationship between Shaeeda and Bilal. They both have their faults. Like, when she really wasn't trying to connect with the children, I found that problematic. Because, she keeps talking about how much she loves children and she wants to be a mother, but then she was kind of standoffish with his kids. That was very problematic to me. He's extremely problematic with how he treats her. So hopefully, she's going to open up her eyes and realize that this is not the way to go. But who knows? Let me see if I missed anything else. Oh, she talked about how, when he tricked me or pranked me about the old house, I'm supposed to take that, but he can't take me tapping him on the head. That's it. Yeah, exactly. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Exactly. He shouldn't, if he doesn't want you, if he had a problem with you tapping him on the head, then he should understand why you had a problem with him showing you an old house and making it seem like that was going to be your future home. It goes both ways, Bilal. So that is my review of Bilal and Shaeeda. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe. If you don't like this content, it's perfectly okay. Thank you for stopping by anyway, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.